All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. Tuscaloosa, Alabama is the scene of tonight's action as Derek Bauman and Miho Burns are first in line at the turnbuckle here in the home of the Crimson Tide. It's 2024. The Atlantic Wrestling Federation has been on a tour of the Southeastern Conference, which brings us to the University of Alabama. And as a loyal Buckeye, I have mixed feelings about that, but we are here, and the action is going to be stellar. Our main event tonight will be a Lumberjack match, a no disqualification grudge match between the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair and his opponent Terry Funk. This is not a world title match. This is an old-fashioned lumberjack grudge match that came about after Terry Funk attacked Ric Flair following last month's Twilight Zone hype show. And so Funk and Flair have a grudge here. Their respective factions have a grudge. Flair, of course, managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Funk, a part of the notorious Whatever We Want faction, led by Jimmy Hart. And it will be Funk's stablemate, Barry Windham, scheduled to face Ric Flair for the World Heavyweight Championship next week. 1 week from tonight will be our next Heartland hype show, Cult of Personality. And as you know, we don't do pay-per-views in the Heartland anymore. We do hype shows. Hype stands for Heartland YouTube Production Event. That will be next week. It will be Flair versus Windham, unless Terry Funk has something to say about it here tonight in Tuscaloosa. All right, before we went to air, we had some exciting matches take place here in Tuscaloosa. The show opened with Pat Patterson picking up a pinfall victory over Kevin Von Erich by way of the Bombs Away. Nick Aldis then very smartly rolled through an attempted death jump by Tony Atlas and pinned Atlas for the victory. Then we saw the Von Erich brothers, Kerry and David, picking up a tag team victory over the team of Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack. How that team has fallen since they were on the brink of World Championship contention. And it was Kerry picking up the victory, the pinfall victory over Kevin Sullivan by way of the discus punch. And just before we came to air, it was another no disqualification grudge match as the Mountie, making his return to the Heartland, picked up a pinfall victory over Les Thatcher after using the shock stick. Those two got into it last month in Mississippi and wanted to get it on here tonight in Alabama. And it was the Mountie and the shock stick picking up the victory. And now that brings us to tonight's in-ring action here on the broadcast, on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening contest of tonight's televised broadcast is a tag team match. Standard disqualification rules are in effect for this one. This is a standard tag team match. But I did want to get this new team onto the airwaves just to see what they've got. Introducing first, standing at 6'2", weighing 219 pounds, out of Boston, Massachusetts, this is Matt Taven. And his tag team partner stands at 6'5", weighs 225 pounds, out of Boston, Massachusetts. His name is Michael Bennett. Collectively, they are known as the Kingdom, and they are accompanied to the ring by none other than Maria Kanellis. And their opponents are collectively known as the Golden Lovers. Introducing first, standing at 6 feet tall, weighing 203 pounds, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, this is the Cleaner, Kenny Omega. And his tag team partner comes from Kogashima, Japan. Standing at 5'11", weighing 205 pounds, this is KOTA IBUSHI. So yeah, I wanted to get IBUSHI and Omega onto the channel. And let's see what they've got as they take on the Kingdom in tag team competition. Standard tag team match here. Disqualification rules will be in effect. And of course, the standard dice will be used as we are ready for action. And it will be IBUSHI to open the contest against Michael Bennett. As the two of them come together in the center of the ring, it is IBUSHI who wins the initiative roll. And he fires up on Bennett with a series of forearm shots. Bennett takes those forearm shots but stands his ground, and now a big Pele kick by IBUSHI puts Bennett down onto the canvas. Bennett quick to make the tag to his partner TAVEN. These two great chemistry together in the ring. They may not have the individual talents of IBUSHI and Omega, but they can get it done as a tag team. And it is TAVEN now in the ring with just a punch to the face of KOTA IBUSHI. IBUSHI not liking that. Kenny Omega now wants into the ring, and it will be Omega and TAVEN to square off. And it is Omega just coming right out with an attempt at an eye rake, just to show his contempt, but TAVEN, not having anything to do with that, takes him over and down with the snapmare, down to the canvas. TAVEN now in control and comes at him with a super kick to the back of the head. That's nasty. Omega still getting to his feet. TAVEN caught him flush on the back of the head. He's going to go for a cover. The pin roll here will be snake eyes, but on a roll of 8, Omega is able to kick out. But he got his bell rung there by TAVEN with that nasty-looking super kick to the back of the head. And now TAVEN's going to go for a finisher with the climax. This is a 0 finisher. The finishing roll here, 3 or lower. And on a roll of 11, Omega again successfully able to escape. Here comes Mike Bennett. The Kingdom will attempt a double team. And on a roll of 8, it is an awesome double neck breaker delivered by the Kingdom, putting Omega back down onto the canvas. Mike Bennett now in control against Kenny Omega. And Bennett is going to go for the On This Day. Big power slam, taking Omega down to the canvas. Omega finally able to get up to his feet, but Bennett is on him with a photo finish. Omega still down. And Bennett still in control, and he comes now with another photo finish. And now Omega is just going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on the arena floor, on a roll of 9, it's going to be Bennett winning the action on the arena floor, and Bennett ramming the back of Omega into the ring apron. So Bennett exerting his influence, much to the delight of his lover girl, Maria Kanellis, his wife at ringside. Bennett now is going to follow that up with a Choice G maneuver, Choice G. He can either do a death jump against an A rating or a tombstone pile driver on 9 or lower. So he's going to go for the tombstone, and on a roll of 9, he successfully hits it. And Omega again slow to get to his feet as Bennett remains in control. Bennett now going for another photo finish. Omega again struggling to his feet. Here comes TAVEN for an attempted double team, and on a roll of 4, that is a devastating double team move. That's going to cost Omega another point of fatigue. Omega now up to 3 points of fatigue, and that is the time where the tag team partner will come in to try and turn the momentum. Tag team interference chart, another of Dave's home brews, and on a roll of 8, the referee puts your partner out of the ring, but the distraction allows you to recover a bit. So it will be TAVEN now on level 2 offense, and the Golden Lovers have expended their first pin save roll. And TAVEN now on the offensive, coming with a rope-hung neck breaker, another nasty move, and Omega is down. TAVEN now with a chance to do some damage here, and he is going to go up for a death jump. Death jump A is the rating of Kenny Omega. The agility roll is even for both men. And on a roll of 2, that is the ref bump. The referee has been injured. Oh no. As TAVEN comes off the top rope, he miscalculates and he crashes into the referee. The referee will be down and out of it for 6 turns. And now we will see what happens in the ring based upon the odd-even roll. And on an odd roll, Omega is still down and the opponent is going in for the kill. So TAVEN is in control. Level 3 offense, but no referee there to count the pinfall. And TAVEN hits the Hail Mary tag team move. That's going to cost Omega another point of fatigue, but there's no ref to count the pin save, the pinfall. Now it's going to be a double team by the members of the Kingdom. And on a roll of 5, another devastating move by the Kingdom puts another point of fatigue on Kenny Omega. Omega in big trouble here. Ibushi is going to use his last roll on the interference chart, and on a roll of 8 again, he is able to provide a distraction but not turn the momentum of the match. Matt Taven still in the ring. Referee down for 4 more counts yet. And now it is Taven and Bennett teaming up for another drop kick, double team super kick to the back of the head. And Omega is again out of it. And Bennett now will take over as we're down to three more segments without a referee. What's Bennett going to do? Bennett's going to go for a box office smash. He's going to follow that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Kenny Omega, and on a roll of 6, Omega reverses that whip into the turnbuckle. But Bennett comes off with a running shoulder smash and takes Omega back down to the mat. Referee starting to come around here as Bennett moves in with a big elbow drop. And Omega gets out of the way of the elbow drop and is able to take over on offense just as the referee comes around. Bennett with a fireman's carry Omega with a fireman's carry into a moonsault, finally able to make the legal tag, and Ibushi is now the legal man in the ring. Ibushi coming into the ring, fists and fire. Ibushi coming at him with a Frankensteiner, and that's going to take Bennett down, and Bennett is going to go out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 5, that is the double disqualification roll. Will Ibushi be disqualified? No. Will Bennett be disqualified? No. We go now to odd even with Bennett getting the even roll. And on a roll of 5, it is Ibushi winning the brawl on the arena floor with a slam onto the announcer's table. So Kenny Omega is having a near-death experience on the ring apron as Ibushi carries the load for his team. And Ibushi is going for a Kamigoye, a +1 finisher. The pin roll here will be 3 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Bennett able to kick out, but Ibushi is taken over, and taken over in a big way. He's going to hit that Kamigoye again. Pin roll now 3 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Bennett again able to kick out. Omega starting to get to his feet on the ring apron, but Ibushi is going to continue on, and now it's going to be a tag team finisher, the Golden Star. As Ibushi Omega has gotten to his feet, they're going to go for the Golden Bomb. This is a +2 finisher. The pin roll here 6 or lower. Taven coming for the attempt at a pin save, cannot get there. Bennett will be pinned on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. How about that? Kota Ibushi showing everything he is made of, single-handedly winning that tag team match after he was in all kinds of trouble, after his partner was in all kinds of trouble. Ibushi comes in with a flurry, and they hit the Golden Bomb on Mike Bennett for the win for the team of Ibushi and Omega. A very interesting opening tag team match with a great comeback by the Golden Lovers to claim the victory. As in the chat room, we now have Bear805. Hello to you, my friend. Michael Brada, good to see you, my man. JT 2.0. Hello, wrestling fans. The greatest JT of all time is in the building. All right. That was a pretty wild tag team match. Our following contest will also be a tag team match. I rearranged the card. I usually don't put tag team matches back to back, but seemed to be the way to go for tonight's action. The following contest is a tag team match. It is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect, but I doubt that they will come into play. This tag team match is a number one contenders match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Jack and Jerry Briscoe hold those belts. They need number one challengers for next week's Hype Show. So these two teams will square off to see who gets to go and face the Briscoe brothers with the world titles on the line. Introducing first, team number one. These are your reigning Pro Wrestling Mid-America Tag Team Champions. Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He stands at 5'11" and weighs 237 pounds. This is Larry ZBYSZKO. And his tag team partner comes from Auckland, New Zealand. Standing at 6'1", weighing 245 pounds. This is Tony GAREA. And what a wonderful tag team these guys make. ZBYSZKO in his pre-heel turn era. Fine technical wrestler, and of course Tony GAREA, a tag team specialist par excellence. But their opponents. Introducing first, from Charlotte, North Carolina, he stands at 6'1", weighs 237 pounds. This is Mr. Wrestling, and his tag team partner comes from Atlanta, Georgia. Standing at 5'11", weighing 236 pounds, Mr. Wrestling, number 2. So number 1 and number 2 versus GAREA and ZBYSZKO. And this should be a technical classic, with the winners moving on to face Jack and Jerry Briscoe for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. It will be Mr. Wrestling 1 starting off against Larry ZBYSZKO. And it will be ZBYSZKO taking the initiative. And ZBYSZKO coming out with an attempt at a one-legged dropkick, and he nails it. That's an agility move. ZBYSZKO with the agility advantage is going to follow that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Mr. Wrestling, and on a roll of 10, it is a big specialty move hit by both men. The turnbuckle rolls are even, so ZBYSZKO takes the offense, and he has a chance now on level 3 to do some damage. And he is going to go for a vertical suplex. This is a +1 finisher. The pin roll here on Mr. Wrestling 4 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Mr. Wrestling able to kick out. But ZBYSZKO has taken control here after a very successful opening flurry. And now a crucifix by Larry ZBYSZKO has got Tim Woods tied up in all kinds of knots. Here comes GAREA into the ring. The Texas Champs with an opportunity for a double team here, and on a roll of 7, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline executed by GAREA and ZBYSZKO, putting GAREA in the ring and in control against Mr. Wrestling. And GAREA now going for the abdominal stretch. This is his submission finisher. It is a +1, so the submission roll now 5 or lower. And on a roll of 3, he may get him. Mr. Wrestling 2 with an opportunity to interfere, and on a roll of 8, he can't get there. And once again, the tag team wizardry of Tony GAREA and Larry ZBYSZKO have won them the match, as they put the double team on Mr. Wrestling 1. And it was GAREA forcing the submission with the abdominal stretch, as Mr. Wrestling 2 unable to do anything about it. Excellent ring strategy by Larry ZBYSZKO to cut off the ring and prevent Mr. Wrestling 2 from coming to the rescue of his partner, as GAREA locked in the finisher, and there was no escape. So Miho Burns, rooting Larry, will be happy about the result of that match. And next week, at our hype show, Cult of Personality, we will see the team of Larry ZBYSZKO and Tony GAREA face off against Jack and Jerry Briscoe for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Let's see, we will be coming to you live next week out of Cleveland. Excuse me, not Cleveland, my bad. We will be coming to you live next week out of Nashville, Tennessee with the Cult of Personality Hype Show. And it will be GAREA and ZBYSZKO challenging for the Tag Team Championship. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. This match is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Austin, Texas. He is a former Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. He stands at 6 foot tall, weighs 289 pounds. This is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And his opponent, your new reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. He stands at 6'4", weighs 280 pounds. This is Bobo Brazil. It was Brazil taking the title from Dusty back on March 23rd at Dawn of Destiny to gain the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Last month, of course, Brazil challenged unsuccessfully, very nearly took the world title from Ric Flair, did Bobo Brazil last month, but was unable to finish the job, and Flair with a come-from-behind victory, leaving Bobo disappointed as he left the hype show last month. But Bobo is still proudly carrying the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, which he will defend here tonight in Tuscaloosa. Dave, how do you decide which venues you go to for your shows? Yeah, I'll answer that now. I have 4 territories. I have the Ladies Championship, the Heartland Ladies Wrestling, which runs the Midwest. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Indianapolis. They run kind of the Midwest part of the country on a rotating basis. The Patriot Championship Wrestling runs the Northeast part of the country: Boston, Montreal, Philadelphia, New York City, and so on. The Pro Wrestling Mid-America runs Texas and Tennessee, as well as Kansas City and St. Louis. So I go on a rotating basis there. And the Atlantic Wrestling Federation runs the Southeast, which is typically Miami and Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. But for the year 2024, I decided to take the Atlantic Wrestling Federation on a tour of the Southwest Conference. And that is how we wound up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, here tonight. I have 2 shows a month for each territory: a Saturday and a Wednesday. And usually I run the Saturday at the big city and the Wednesday in the smaller towns. So this past Wednesday night we were in Buffalo with the Patriot Championship Wrestling show, after being in New York City for the Saturday night show earlier in the month. So that is how we run things. So yeah, here we are in Tuscaloosa at the University of Alabama, running the Patriot Heavyweight Championship match, Bobo Brazil versus Dusty Rhodes. And they are ready to get started, and it is Dusty who wins the opening initiative role. Our championship dice in play for this one, and Dusty comes out with an attempt at a running lariat. This is a choice D maneuver, choice D. So he can hit this on a 9 or lower, and if he uses the agility roll, that will be on level 2. So on a 9 or lower, he can hit that on level 2, and he does hit it. And Bobo is stunned after that running lariat. Dusty comes at him with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes the champion. And oh, on a roll of 10, it is a big kick by Dusty that stuns Bobo Brazil. Dusty remains in control. Flip, flop, and fly. The big elbow smash off of the ropes. And Dusty quickly goes for the cover. The pin roll is only a 1, so will not roll that. But Bobo takes the first point of fatigue after a very impressive opening flurry by Dusty Rhodes. And now Dusty going to the figure 4 leg lock. A +1 finisher. The submission roll here 3 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Bobo able to get free. But Dusty has taken control in this one. And Dusty now is going to go up for a death jump. Bobo with a death jump rating of B. And on a roll of 6, that is a flying clothesline off of the top rope, successfully executed by Dusty Rhodes to maintain the offensive. And Dusty now is going to pitch Bobo out of the ring. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor. And on a roll of 8, it is Dusty who wins the brawl on the floor with a slam onto the announce table. That was rather impolite. But Dusty and Bobo, the competitive juice is running hot here in Tuscaloosa. And even though both these guys tend to be fan favorites, they will do whatever it takes with the title on the line. And now they are going to stay out of the ring. Will we see shenanigans here? Oh yeah, shenanigans right off the bat. On a roll of 11, that is going to be ringside mayhem. And it is Dusty Rhodes on the offense here, stirring up some ringside mayhem. And on a roll of 11, that is going to be outside interference. Okay, that is unusual. So we'll have to come up with with some sort of an invasion storyline here. As Al Red Sox fan joins us in the chat room, thank you, my friend, for coming in tonight. So who might be inclined to stick their nose into a match of this magnitude? Okay, there's one possibility. And a second possibility would be that. Okay, so got two choices here to select from. And okay, we are going to see the emergence at ringside of a man who appeared on the show earlier tonight. What's he going to do? We don't know, but the Mountie has come to ringside. The Mountie was in action earlier tonight, shock stick in hand. The Mountie is out at ringside. And he is coming after Dusty Rhodes. The Mountie coming after Dusty Rhodes. What is going to happen here? And on a roll of 10, it is the Mountie who storms the ring and attempts to hit Dusty Rhodes with that shock stick. But Dusty is able to successfully turn aside the Mountie from attempting that shock stick with a big elbow smash to the head. And now we're going to go to a gut check roll, and it will be Dusty winning the gut check roll. So he is going to remain on offense against Bobo Brazil after the unsuccessful interference by the Mountie. So that was weird, but Dusty's still in control, and he is going to go with a knee joint scissor lock, a takedown into an attempted drop kick, but Bobo sidesteps the drop kick, and it is Bobo coming back with a test of strength. Dusty overpowered by Bobo Brazil, slowly getting to his feet. And as they come together in the center of the ring once again, it's going to be Dusty attempting the running lariat, and he hits the running lariat, and Bobo is stunned. And Dusty follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobo Brazil, and on a roll of 7, it is Bobo reversing that whip to the turnbuckle. And now it is Bobo with a big kick that stuns Dusty Rhodes. Bobo now in control with a big Bobo body slam. powering Dusty down to the canvas. Good show of strength there by Bobo Brazil. And here is another big Bobo body slam. And Dusty again slowly getting to his feet. Bobo's on him. And here is a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Dusty Rhodes, and on a roll of 6, Dusty grabs the arm of Bobo and reverses that whip to the turnbuckle. And again, Dusty with a big kick that stuns Bobo. Dusty back in control with a drop kick. Didn't get all of it, but got enough to stun Bobo. And Dusty going to follow that up with another whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobo, and on a roll of 9, Dusty caught him again with another big kick. And Dusty follows that up with a big bionic elbow. Got him right smack dab in the center of the forehead. And that is going to cost Bobo another point of fatigue. And Dusty now in control. He is going to go for a sleeper hold. Sleeper hold applied by Dusty Rhodes. Bobo struggling. And Dusty is now going to go for a Stardust pile driver. Didn't get all of it. Bobo getting to his feet as Dusty is on him with a big vertical suplex, taking Bobo up over and down to the canvas once again. Dusty going back to that attempted knee joint scissor lock, but this time it is Bobo who is able to haul Dusty down to the canvas. And double leg takedown there by Bobo. He now is in control. And Bobo now going once again with a whip to the turnbuckle. These two men using the turnbuckles looking for the advantage. And now it is a big specialty move by both men. Bobo with the turnbuckle advantage takes over on level 3 offense as he caught Dusty right between the eyes with a big hammer punch. Bobo now in control. He hits the Cocoa Butt. The Cocoa Butt, that's a finisher. Pinroll here is Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 7, Dusty is able to kick out, but Bobo now has the momentum, and now it is Bobo who is going to take things out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Dusty on the arena floor with a roll of 7. That's the best man wins roll. The rolls are even, so the rest are on offense. Bobo gets the advantage, and it is Bobo with an Irish whip into the ring steps, and Dusty crashing hard. Bobo back in control now as the match comes back into the ring. Bobo choking Dusty on the ropes. The competitive fire is burning for both these men. And here's another big hammer punch by Bobo. And now it is Dusty leaving the ring. No shenanigans this time as the battle goes out to the arena floor. And on a roll of 9, Bobo again wins the brawl. And it is Bobo dropping Dusty stomach first across the security railing. I pity that poor security railing. Bobo now in control. Bobo going for another Cocoa Butt. The pin roll now is 3. And on a roll of 7, Dusty able to kick out. But both these men are showing signs of fatigue here. Bobo back in control. He goes back to the choke on the ropes, trying to wear down Dusty. As Bobo now attempted a flying drop kick. He whiffed on that one. Dusty sidesteps the flying drop kick. Dusty now with a chance to do some damage. He goes for the flip, flop, and fly. Another big elbow smash, and Bobo now rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. On the arena floor, Bobo has the opportunity to roll here, but on a roll of 9, Dusty wins the brawl on the arena floor and slams the back of Bobo Brazil into the ring apron. And as we all know, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. Bobo now stunned. Dusty in control. Dusty going once again to the sleeper hold. But Bobo not having any of that is able to wiggle his way free. Another big elbow drop delivered by Dusty Rhodes as Bobo sinks to one knee. Bobo now down. Dusty in control. Dusty now going up for a death jump. Dusty going up for a death jump, and on a roll of 8, it is a flying clothesline off the top rope by Dusty Rhodes that puts Bobo back down onto the canvas. Dusty back to the sleeper, and Bobo gets to one knee. Dusty trying to wear his man down, goes back to work on the lower extremity, and again Bobo able to reverse that, and Bobo coming back with an attempt at a knee lift. He scores with a knee lift. They're in the center of the ring together, and now it is Dusty attempting a drop kick. Bobo gets out of the way of that. Back and forth we go. Bobo now in control with another knee lift, and Dusty firing right back with another drop kick. They are slugging it out in the center of the ring. Here's Dusty with another big elbow drop. Dusty following that up with the bionic elbow. He caught him. Another point of fatigue for Bobo Brazil after Dusty nails another bionic elbow. Dusty now going back to work on the leg. That has not worked for him. Every time he's tried to hit that, Bobo's hit the reversal. And now it is Bobo taking Dusty down with a front face lock. Both men getting back to their feet. Dusty tries the drop kick. Got a piece of Bobo. And Dusty follows that up with another big elbow smash. And it is Bobo leaving the ring. Back out down to the arena floor. But it is Dusty going to win the brawl on the arena floor and slam the head of Bobo onto the ring apron. Pity that poor ring apron. And now it is a big elbow drop by Dusty. He's going for the cover. The pin roll here is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Bobo able to kick out, but he absorbs another point of fatigue. Dusty now trying for a finish. Stardust pile driver. He got all of that one. Bobo is down. He is barely moving as Dusty moves in, and Dusty is going to pitch him out of the ring once again and down to the arena floor. Out of the ring we go, and this time it is Bobo winning the brawl on the arena floor and suplexing Dusty Rhodes down onto the concrete. Surprised that Dusty went to the pitch out of the ring, but Bobo got out there and won the brawl, and now Bobo is in control. And Bobo choking his man down on the ropes, using those ropes as a weapon. And now a series of forearm smashes. Dusty fires back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobo, and on a roll of 7, Bobo reverses that whip, sending Dusty into the buckle, and Dusty is met by a big kick. Bobo Brazil with a big kick. Putting himself back in control, he is going to go for a falling elbow. This is a choice F maneuver. Bobo with a choice F maneuver coming up on Dusty. He can hit the running lariat for a 3 on 6 or lower. He's going to give that a try. And on a roll of 8, he missed the running elbow. And instead, it is Dusty coming back with another whip to the turnbuckle. Bobo comes off the turnbuckle and reverses that whip. Dusty now comes off the turnbuckle and nails Bobo Brazil with a knee to the head. Knee to the head by Dusty Rhodes. And he is going to follow that up with another drop kick that stuns Bobo Brazil. Back and forth these men go. Here's a vertical suplex by Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes follows that up with the, again trying to work the knee and again unable to do so as Bobo hits the reversal. And it is Bobo now with a big hammer punch that stuns Dusty. Bobo following that up with a head scissors, taking Dusty down to the canvas. And Bobo following that up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Dusty Rhodes, and on a roll of 3, Bobo drops his head too soon. Dusty grabs him and pounds him down to the mat with a pile driver. Bobo's brains are a little addled there, and now Dusty going back to the sleeper. He's going to try and finish him off here on a roll of 6 or lower, but on a roll of 12, Bobo powers his way out of the sleeper hold. Dusty in control. What's he going to do now? He's going to go for the big elbow drop. The pin roll here is 7, and on a roll of 6, finally he got him. And after a marathon match, Dusty Rhodes has regained the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship with a big victory over Bobo Brazil by way of an elbow drop. So congratulations to your new Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, your Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Dusty Rhodes, winning that bout with the big elbow drop after nearly putting Bobo Brazil's lights out with the sleeper hold. So Dusty's got a 2 out of 3 falls match coming up with Bobo. He's also got an issue with the Mountie, who chose to get himself involved in that matchup for reasons unknown to this announcer. The Mountie, of course, previously allied with Angelo Mosca, also with Pat Patterson. And they want to cause some trouble for Dusty Rhodes for whatever reason there may be. So we'll have to keep an eye on that storyline as well. All right, it is now time for your main event of the evening, and this one is going to be fun. The following contest is a lumberjack match. So there will be lumberjacks surrounding the ring as Terry Funk is set to do battle with Ric Flair. Ric Flair, of course, your NWA World Heavyweight Champion, who defended the belt last month against Bobo Brazil and was attacked after the match by Terry Funk. And against the advice of Bobby Heenan, Ric Flair has challenged Terry Funk to this no disqualification match here tonight, and it is a lumberjack match. As we get a few folks lining up in the chat room, let me before we get started, welcome Jay Randis, welcome Neil Lau, and welcome Doug Hunt to the chat room. All right, we have lumberjacks on all four sides of the ring. As these two men come from rival factions. So on one side of the ring, we have Bobby Heenan managing Ric Flair, and he is accompanied by Big John Studd, Curt Hennig, and Barry Windham, who will be challenging Flair next week. So that is not where Flair wants to end up. Across them on the other side of the ring, we have Jimmy Hart. We have some of his men, Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson, and Shane Douglas, who will be watching the back of Terry Funk. And then on the other sides of the ring, the opposite sides of the ring, we've got some baby faces. Up top, we've got AJ Styles, Paul Orndorff, and Eddie Guerrero. And down at the bottom side of the ring, we've got Blackjack Mulligan, Wahoo McDaniel, and Danny Spivey. So we've got baby faces on two sides. We've got the Heenan family on one side, and whatever we want on the opposite side. So whenever action goes out of the ring, we will go to the lumberjack charts to see what might happen. We will use grudge match dice for this. And again, I have no idea how this is going to work itself out. I certainly didn't want to pull 10 other wrestler cards and have huge stacks of cards on the tabletop. But it's going to be Flair, it's going to be Funk, it's going to be a lumberjack match, and anything can happen. As the opening initiative roll is won by the Nature Boy. Nature Boy coming right out against Terry Funk with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Terry Funk. And on a roll of 9, it is a big kick by Ric Flair that stuns Terry Funk. Flair follows that up with a somersault knee drop, and Funk is hurt. Flair follows that up with another somersault knee drop, and he's going to go for a very quick cover on a roll of snake eyes, but that is not going to happen. Flair now in control, and Flair going for a pin using the ropes. Will Funk be able to kick out of this? Yes. But already the whatever we want faction at ringside is very unhappy with the tactics of the Nature Boy. And Nature Boy now is going for the figure 4. Goes right to the figure 4. It's a 0 finisher, the submission roll 4 or lower. And on a roll of 8, there will be no submission. But now it is going to be the men of whatever we want attempting to get involved here. We go to the outside interference chart. And on a roll of 9, it is... Actually, let's use the... We're just going to use the out of the ring chart. We will say that Shane Douglas, who's always the guy doing the dirty work, has pulled Ric Flair out of the ring. And they are going to attack Ric Flair on the outside of the ring. And on a roll of 7, it is a brutal double team on the outside of the ring. And Flair gets tossed back into the ring where he is in big trouble. And Terry Funk now with a chance to take over on level 3 offense. And Funk is going for a spinning toe hold. He can get Flair to submit on Snake Eyes, but that's not going to happen. And now it is Funk who is going to go up for a death jump. Death jump to be attempted here by Terry Funk, and on a roll of 5, it is Funk who is knocked off of the top turnbuckle. We'll say that Kurt Hennig knocked him off the top turnbuckle, and Funk is now down, and Flair has the chance to do some damage. And Flair now is going to go for a knee clip, a clip to the knee, and that didn't feel good whatsoever. Terry Funk now with 2 points of damage to that knee. He took one on the initial figure 4. He takes another one here as Flair clips the knee. And it is going to be Terry Funk leaving the ring. And he is going to go out of the ring on the lower side. So he's now outside the ring with Mulligan, Wahoo, and Spivey. And let's see what's going to happen here. On a roll of 5, it is Flair coming out of the ring to try and chase down Terry Funk, and now all of the wrestlers are getting pounded. A brawl takes place outside of the floor, but both wrestlers get tossed back into the ring, and it is Funk who will take over on offense after that collision outside of the ring. And I'm rolling a 12-sided dice here to figure out the level of violence that took place. That was only a 3, so just a minor skirmish there on the arena floor. As Funk now is in control, and Funk now goes for a neck breaker and puts Flair back down onto the canvas. And now it is a body slam executed by Terry Funk. And Funk follows that up with a series of chops to the chest. And now the Nature Boy turns the table. He doesn't like being chopped, and it is the Nature Boy now with a knee breaker on Funk. That stuns Funk. And the Nature Boy comes back with a knee drop. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 5 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Funk again able to kick out. As Flair is in control, and Flair now goes for that pinfall again using the ropes. The pinfall here is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he may get him, but we're going to see outside interference again. And on a roll of 10, it is Stan Hansen coming in the ring to attempt to break up that pinfall. He breaks up the pinfall, but Funk is still but Funk is still down, and Flair still has the opportunity to do some damage here with a big suplex. And now there are words being exchanged between the two factions on the outside of the ring. As Flair hits a big suplex. Funk's slow to get to his feet. Flair's on him now with another series of thunderous chops. And Funk is looking worse for the wear. Here's a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Terry Funk, and on a roll of 7, that's a drop down. And on a roll of 11, that is both men going down. And now it is going to continue to be heated by both factions on the outside of the ring. They're getting into it on the outside of the ring. It's Flair getting to his feet first, and Flair now pitching Funk out of the ring. What is going to happen here? Let's see. He is now up at the top of the ring where Eddie Guerrero and AJ Styles and Paul Orndorff are located. Flair has pinched Terry Funk out of the ring as the men fight it out. And on the arena floor, it is Funk going to take a breather and crawl back into the ring as no violence was committed by AJ Styles. And who can blame? Everybody loves AJ Styles. AJ Styles would never lift a finger to hurt anybody. But Flair is back in control, tries the elbow drop. Funk got out of the way of it. And Funk now comes back with a big headbutt that stuns the Nature Boy. And Funk now follows that up with chops to the chest. The Nature Boy fires back with an elbow drop. Funk out of the way of the elbow drop once again. And now is going to go for a backbreaker. This is a choice E maneuver. Choice E. So on a roll of 7 or lower, he can hit backbreaker. He is unable to do so. And Flair responds with an attempted elbow drop. Again, Funk gets out of the way of that. And Funk with a big body slam onto Flair. Funk follows that up with another big body slam. Both men slow to get to the feet. And oh, Flair goes to the knee once again. He goes for the cover again. The pin roll here is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 6, he got him. Flair gets the pinfall on Terry Funk. And outside the ring, the fisticuffs will continue. But Flair is going to roll out of the ring and get out of Dodge with his title intact. So congratulations to the Nature Boy. He worked the knees of Terry Funk until he was able to get the pinfall. And again, the team of Whatever We Want goes away frustrated. And next week it will be Ric Flair against Barry Windham with the title on the line. So congratulations to the Nature Boy. Again, cheating death. Again, the smartest and the dirtiest player in the game, as Flair is able to come away victorious in this Lumberjack match in our main event of the evening. All right, great crowd here tonight. Lots of likes. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that. As we say hello to Dwayne Martz. Thank you for stopping by, Dwayne. You just missed the conclusion of our main event Lumberjack match with Ric Flair taking a victory over Terry Funk in a grudge match situation. The smartest man and the dirtiest player in the game gets it done here in Tuscaloosa. As Funk and his faction, Whatever We Want, will have to regroup and try and come back next week with Barry Windham, hoping to take the world title away from the Nature Boy. So Dwayne Martz, Miho Burns, Neil Loud, Doug Hunt, JT 2.0, Al Red Sox fan, Jay Randus, Michael Brada, Bear 805, and Derek Bauman. Thank you all for tuning in. And Salvador America, thank you also for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow morning with an episode of My Journey with Jesus. Should be a good one. I'm excited about the content. And we will be back next Saturday with more action as we present the next Hype Show, Heartland YouTube production event, Cult of Personality from Nashville, Tennessee. So until then, that's our stream, and I am out of here.